Good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to present the topic International Trade between Malaysia and China. Before we start the presentation, let me introduce my group members first. They are Yu Fangling, our group leader, Leong Chong Hong, Tai Yu Tong, Ong Jawan, and me, Deng Shu Qi. Now, we will start our presentation by introducing what is international trade. Next. International trade refers to the trade between residents of the two countries or the exchange of capital, goods, and services among nations of the world. The exchange can be imported or exported. Import refers to goods and services brought into the country, while export refers to goods or services sold abroad. Every country needs goods and services to satisfy its people. Regardless of its technological advantages, every country will still find products that can be put on foreign markets. Besides, the production of goods and services require resources. Every country's resources are limited, therefore, a country cannot fully produce all the goods and services it needs. The required goods that cannot be produced as required need to be provided from other countries. Similarly, when the production of goods exceeds the demand of the country will also sell its products to other countries. Next, do you know why does international trade occur? International trade occurs to take advantage of the comparative and competitive advantages of certain goods or services, especially if the country's opportunity cost of producing the product or services is lower than that of any other country. Next, I will pass it to my group member, Jawan.
Hi everyone, my name is Ong Jawan and the topic that I want to present is why is international trade so important between Malaysia and China. Next. From here, we know it is a significant role in raising living standards, creating job opportunities, and allowing the consumer to have access to a greater range of goods. And from our research, we know that since the civilization, the international trade has been around, but it has grown in importance with exports and imports accounting for a growing share of GDP in this recent year. As a result, Malaysia and China will have more opportunities to share the benefits of cross-border trade and taking advantage of increasingly open systems and platforms to participate in world-class events, such as the China International Import Expo. Next. We know that Malaysia has a competitive advantage in the fields of information, communication, semiconductor packaging and testing, tropical agriculture products, marine aquaculture technology, and so on, while China has a lot of demand. As a result, the two countries have many opportunities to improve their technological and industrial cooperation. In this developed field of science and technology, China has also expressed its willingness to actively participate in Malaysia's digital economic blueprint, strengthen bilateral digital economic cooperation, strengthen digital trade, and encourage more technology-intensive enterprises to invest in Malaysia, so that it can improve both countries simultaneously. Thank you everyone. Now I would like to pass to my partner, Fang Ling.
Hello everyone, I'm Yu Fangling. Now I want to present about how does international trade affect the economy between Malaysia and China. Next. First and foremost, international trade allows countries to expand their markets and access goods and services. International trade leads to more competitive pricing and bring a cheaper product to the consumer. For example, China focusing on producing goods on a large scale. It will decrease the overall cost, thus making the goods cheaper than other countries to expand their market. It will benefit the N40 and B40 class in Malaysia to access their goods and services. Next. Secondly, international trade as exchange rate help to increase the balance of payment. As we all know, a stable exchange rate will affect the influx of foreign direct investment to countries, especially to international trade. Unfortunately, depreciation of the Malaysian ringgit would result in an overall surplus for Malaysia against China. Although the exchange rate has a bad effect on Malaysia in economic development, it is better than access raw material, unsold or outdated products. Next. Thirdly, international trade also help to enjoy scale of economy and accelerate technological advance in production. Today, China has a leading spot in the field of technological innovation by competing for technological supremacy from artificial intelligence to 5G networks. It will increase the demand and supply of Malaysia to particular goods and services such as mobile phone and electronic components. For instance, Hangzhou is the place where the e-commerce giant Alibaba is located, and now Alibaba is a world-class center in the development of cloud service to accelerate their technological advance in production. Thank you. That's all from me. I will pass to my member, Ito.
My name is Tarito, and now I will explain about the advantages and disadvantages of international trade between Malaysia and China. So first advantage of international trade is that country can meet market demand through trade imports. Each country has different level of development and they may have a low production of certain product to meet the market demand due to the insufficient product level or technology. So the other situation is that country can produce the product themselves, but they may need to spend more time and cost to manufacture. So it is more preferable to import the product from other country if the product are cheaper and faster than the product manufactured by themselves. Second, national resources are optimally utilized. So each country will have its abundant resource and they may use them to maximum extent for productions without problem of excess resources. Besides, the country can export it to other countries where the product is supplied. Therefore, international trade will enable the country to rationalize the usage of resources and export surplus product without wasting resource. On the other hand, the export of this product will also increase the country fiscal revenue and provide more development opportunities. Third, countries can improve their production efficiency by exploiting their comparative advantage. Trade between two countries is usually based on comparative advantage because a country has limited resources, capital, and time. So if a country chooses to produce all the product itself, it will get less revenue than other countries that trade internationally. And when a country has a comparative advantage, it can focus on the production of this product and can also achieve leadership in this area by increasing its production efficiency. And last, this form of trading will also promote a positive relationship between two countries and provide additional economic benefit to both countries. And last advantage is it makes the country more competitive. The importations of advanced technology, machinery, human resource, and multinational companies into the country through international trade will increase their competitiveness. For example, the importation of multinational companies will increase employment opportunities and improve industrial development in the country. And also, it will increase the competition in the industry and make local companies become more innovative and improve themselves to become more competitive. Ultimately, it will drive the company economy so that the country can become wealthier. Next. So the first disadvantage of international trade is that it will lead to the countries' inability to be self-sufficient and cause it excessive economic dependence on imports from other countries. So excessive dependence on other countries may lead to the problems such as insufficient raw material causing low productions and declining not to export to the country. Or delay and accident during transportations may make the local supply inadequate to cope with the market. And finally, it will cause the local market in the country to face the problem like shortage of product supply or the price of the product will rise. And the last disadvantage of international trade is the overuse of natural resources. So when a country exports more goods, it also needs more resources to produce them. And overuse will lead to the scarce resources. And besides, the extraction of resources such as iron or wood can damage the environment and affect nearby residents or even drive them away just because there are many resources in the area. And next, I will pass to my group member, Chong Hong.
Hi, my name is Yang Chong Hong. So now I will present a part of free trade versus protectionism between Malaysia and China. And so free trade can actually give general advantages to some of the country, but at the same time, that can also be lead to some problems and negative effect. So the first one is gap between rich and poor. This is because free trade encourages a higher level of domestic consumption of goods by purchasing goods and services. So it relies on the resources, human capital, and economy, which is more difficult to the poor countries to gain advantages compared to the prosperous countries. Next. And the second one is degradation of natural resources. This is when by the development of free trade, the free trade become more and more common. A large numbers of trade will produce a lot of waste and cause some global issues such as population, resources, and ecological environment. So it will certainly become an obstacle to the sustainable development of the world economy in the future. And next slide. And then based on the solution for the two problems above I mentioned, the first one is WTO's most favored nation treatment. In this treatment, there are no bias, no discriminate. For example, a country grant special favor to another country, they have to do the same for other WTO members, which is including the poor countries. So it is fair for everyone. And the second one is environmental safeguard. It prevents the destruction of natural resources, prevent over-exploitation of resources, and promote sustainable energy solution. And last but not least, next slide. At the trade protectionism part, I will use China as an example because China normally uses it as important tools to adjust the balance of payment and correct the trade deficit. If their export fall, their import will fall accordingly, because China protect their domestic market from foreign commodities and give preferential treatment and subsidies to them to encourage their export to promote the development of domestic production. So that's all for my part, and now Siqi will help us to make a conclusion. Thank you.
In conclusion, we know that international trade between different countries is an important factor in improving living standards, providing employment, and allowing consumers to enjoy a wider variety of commodities. We can say that international trade is very important to a country. It is an extension of production, exchange, and consumption, and is a basic element of life. That's all our presentation. Thank you.